parenting styles of our parents have come to question one too many times, from some of us feeling unloved, neglected, and a lot of us refusing to give our parents some grace. Welcome to the Millennial Mum Show, and it's me, your host, Tolu, the Millennial Mom. So today we're going to be discussing parenting, modern style parenting, boomer parenting, and every other thing in between. And I have in the studio a mom, a lawyer, an entrepreneur, and it's going to be gist all round. By the way, I just want to say this is parenting, not just millennial mom stuff. So dads, millennial dads, come here. Everyone just log in, let us gist, let us talk. And I'm just going to dive right into it. Let me introduce you to my guest. Hello, Mama, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi. Please introduce yourself to the audience and let us meet you so we can get the gist going.
My name is Oyenike Alliyu. I'm a legal practitioner. I'm an educationist and an entrepreneur, like Tolu said. It's so good to be on this show this morning.
Thank you. It's so good to have you. And I was really looking for this conversation to go another way, but it didn't happen. But still, we're still going to have this conversation because it is very important. You mentioned that you're an educationist. So can you explain a little bit on that?
Okay, I'm an educationist because I have a school and I have a degree.
That's what I wanted to get before. Because Nike owns a school. So when this conversation goes into that little side of the school side, so you guys don't think, what does she know? What does she know? Though she knows she has a school. So that's it. So Nike, tell us about your own style of parenting.
I'm a millennial mom.
Yeah, she is a millennial mom.
But I'm a product of the old generation. So my parenting style is a combination of being a millennial mom and the generation before us. So I'll say I'm a blend of
both.
Both.
Because I feel a lot of us are, and which is why I feel like this conversation is coming into play, because we're so quick to talk about, our parents didn't do this, our parents didn't do that. But some of us are still a product of that, and we did well. There are sides of us that didn't, that could have been better. But I think nobody's perfect, and we can always just afford grace. Now let's talk about the millennial parenting. You own a school, and correct me if I'm wrong, primary school or secondary school?
A primary school.
A primary school. So my understanding is that a lot of the kids that are going to be there now, they're product of the millennial parenting. What is your take on their style of parenting? Can you feel that from the school when they're in there?
Of course, I can feel the millennial style of parenting because but I'll still tell you that it's a blend of both, because when we say millennial, it's about a generation trying to get rid of what the last generation did. But that didn't stop some parents still blending both, which just to strike a balance.
Okay.
If we decide to go with our belief of parenting, like most millennials, they feel our parents were too harsh on us and want to give the children want to pamper them, want them to have the voice to misbehave, yes, in quotes. Yes, but I realized that people are beginning to unlearn and just stick with the belief that our parents were not good enough to us. They were always packing us. Like me now, I'm a blend of both. Yes, I want my child to be able to express herself, to be able to tell me what she's bothered about. She should have a voice and opinion. But that won't stop me from bringing my mom's favorite style of parenting, which is spanking. I call it reset. You do it and you continue. So.
Okay, because this is going to be on a platform that I feel like is very global. So going forward, if you hear the word reset, you know what it means. We reset, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. Now that you have your own style of parenting, that is a blend of both, and we've talked about the millennial style of parenting and how they are slowly regressing back to pick from the boomer parenting and balance it. What do you think about your parents' style of parenting? I know they're watching, because they will watch. What's your take on your parent type of your parenting?
I'm a product of two generations.
Okay.
My mom, my father, my mom bloomer. I think my dad the generation before the bloomer.
Much older.
Much older.
Okay.
So sometimes I begin to ask myself that it seems my father's generation is similar to millennial because he gives listening here. He's the one who is so loving. Express yourself, be who you want to be, encourage you to do better and all that. And my mom, yeah, she'll listen to you, but of course she'll reset you at every opportunity.
When required.
Almost every time. In fact, she's watching, but I'm not lying. My mommy was the one in charge of research for the entire family then.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
So
yes,
you get it.
Yes. So, but unfortunately, when you meet her now, she cannot even reset anything.
Okay. Now, I need to quickly talk about that. Why do they have this 360 mode when they finish this? When the parented was different, because certain things my mom says, when I want to reset, she's like, don't do that. Give grace. It's okay. And I'm like, if it was me doing this thing years ago, you'd have given me like 10 times reset. So what happened to them?
I believe it has to do with age. Then the so-called our parents were too harsh, parents were too harsh. Some people were not able to balance the aspects of our parents were too harsh. They just felt, oh, I was not loved enough.
Yes.
So our parents, they realized that before these people, they said this about us every time. Okay, how do we balance it? So age, seeing the children as the grandchildren, different from, they've done their own.
Yeah.
So it's just like keeping a child with grandmother and expecting the training you got. No, you've made the biggest.
So now, what do you think is going to happen to us when we grow down? Because we are a balance of both. Now, because you and I'm strongly that in that balanced place because when I look at the current parenting style, I use the gentle parenting for my children. But sometimes they're not gentle on me. They want to take my soul. And I'm like, no, before you do this, I would take it back. And because even sometimes you look at kids, you can give them a little yard and then they take a mile. You have to, I guess that's where the balance comes in. So sometimes I'm thinking, is this gentle parenting thing? Is it worth it? Is the balance that we have? Do we have to always take it back or do we leave it?
I believe that the balance that we have is as a result of what we see from the generation after us, the Gen Z. We're scared of. Are we sure we want to have this generation as we want our product to be
like this
generation? I think that is where millennial parenting now decides to strike a balance that no, our parents were harsh. Well, we are products of this, and we don't want to produce anything less of that. So people are able to say, okay, let's relearn, let's unlearn things we've learned. Let's strike a balance.
Okay.
Let's take what is useful from the generation of our parents and
what we have now.
Balance it. Okay, instead of saying you impose things like career and the likes on children, you want to see that, okay, what's this child's strength?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have passion for? Then we guide. I'm not saying that our parents didn't do well by imposing some profession on us. Like me now, I'm a lawyer. That's what I love most. And I can tell you, I tell everybody that cares to listen that my father chose
for
law.
me.
So I believe parents see our strengths, potentials, they help build it. My father was calling me a lawyer from JS1. So writing jam, I cannot even
It was a no-brainer.
It
was a no-brainer.
So I think that's our parenting, our parenting is influenced by our parents' parenting style, then our generation.
And what we're producing.
Yes. And that still does not mean that some people are still not ready to adopt our parenting style, but it is getting better by the day.
See, every time you see, this is one of the things that I'm here for the celebration where we know where we do wrong, we pick up on our wins. So we're doing well. Don't knock yourself out too much. Don't feel like, oh, you're doing too much or you're not doing enough. We're doing well. Now let's talk about us and how this is not even generally about parenting, just talking about us. Now, let's talk about pregnancy. Me, I'm Yoruba. Permit me to speak Yoruba. You know, when you're pregnant, Yoruba people, I don't know if it happens in other places, they say like tissue any bata in one for all bony. Like when you're pregnant, you're meant to like cover up, and they do it a lot. They used to do it a lot then. Whether or not you're married or not, when you're pregnant, is like less exposure. And now, but in our own climate era, it's time for the photo shoot. It's time for the photo shoot. It's time to go all out. Some people even wear crop top. I see you, sis. I see you people wearing the crop top. What's your take on that? Because now we're talking about balancing both modern style parenting and the boomer parenting. What's your take on that? That's not even a parenting thing. That's just a lifestyle. The lifestyle part of it.
It's a lifestyle. Yeah, I was about to say that this has to do with your personality. Some people, even their best friend, won't know
they are pregnant.
They will even post videos to distract people's attention and all that. No, truly, I've seen some people and I just said, you're so deceptive. No one is telling you to. Yes, you don't want to. That's your style. It could be your personality. It could be religious, on religious ground. That's okay. You keep some things to yourself and all that. But me, I remember when my child, even my friends, I'm sure some of them will see this video. I gave my child a name that we're always calling.
Already?
Yes.
Oh,
Shubomi. So I still have some friends like Biola that will say, "I is Shubomi," and all that.
Even
though we don't even call her that name right now. So it's about who you are. It has nothing to do with generation. But even though I said yes, I was telling my friends I was excited, I was yes and all that, I still won't wear crop top or expose my tummy. So there's level of what you want to share. Yes, she's pregnant. Yes, see that. But I don't think I have the guts to now bring out my belly and say I want to have a photo shoot. No. On personal ground.
It's a personal thing. Okay. So now let's take it a little further, and that's childbirth and a little things our parents believed in. I'm going to use myself as the first example. So when I had my daughter, my mom, the little things they used to do, I didn't really bother about that because I let them enjoy themselves. When a child is helping, all those thread that you put on it. Some women still swear by it that it works. Good for you people. But then some people give you like, there's this, when my daughter was about to start teething, my mom was like, there's this bracelet that they give you that when you wear the bracelet, the child wears the bracelet, they won't feel any pain from teething. It's a lie, my sister.
Maybe it will reduce teething.
You believe?
Not that. I believe.
You believe?
Anything that does not go against science.
Yes.
You understand? Okay, is it to put something on my child's head? No problem.
Okay, now I'm happy because now we have a contrasting view in here. I don't believe because my sister and I had a child about the same time and she believed. I'm sure you're watching this. She believed that she collected. She still used the paracetamol because the child was in pain.
That does not mean it didn't work. Maybe it's reduced the effect of teething. Maybe without the paracetamol, maybe without that thing, you may end up taking the child on admission and all that. All those things still exist, yes. Okay. I said I don't have anything against all those things, as long as it does not go against science. Aside our parents bringing tradition, putting something on the head, wearing beads and all that. I remember when I was pregnant, I'm not a doctor, but I remember I signed up on several apps. That before I'm going for antenatal, I'm already telling you, yes. I took a decision that I'm glad about when I was about to have my child. Few weeks, I changed from my hospital to another one because of the knowledge that I was able to get from one of the apps that I was checking, I was following religiously. It helped, it saved a whole lot. Yes. So I said, as long as it does not go against science, I'm in for it.
Give me an example of something that goes against science.
Like, okay, if they say they want to use herbs to bathe the child, no problem about it. But by the time you say you want to give certain dosage that you have no control over. Then I'll say, no.
That's where the balance comes in.
That is when the balance comes in.
Okay. Because I personally, I can't fathom the scientific side of wearing something, while there is a science behind it, because I know that there's an implant that you can put on your hand that stops you from that helps with birth control. Those things are science as well. But the bracelet one for the child, reduction of the teething pain, has not been proven to me, because now I've seen women that use the I can't remember what it's called, but the patch, and it's an effective birth control. But you've not proven that one to me. So
because we do not have the resources,
okay,
or we didn't build on that.
Okay.
Yes, because I believe that we believe in the patches, because some people researched. It went through certain different tests. Then we believe it worked. But who is there to help the woman in the village to develop? That is why we have little or no belief in those things. They do not have access to people trying test. Those things were not put to test.
Okay.
Yes, and certified.
Okay.
But it is getting better now.
I love the fact
yes,
that
it is getting better. You see people selling herbs and say, okay, we have NAFDAC number. So that means that has gone through test.
Yes,
so it is getting
because
better.
Years ago, it was just like all over the place, from a certain popular brand that started branding this thing and putting it in place. That's why we have some of these drinks, like the chemical herbal.
Yes. So it's getting better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Now, let us talk about child investment. And this child investment side is one thing I have to give a huge shout out to our parents for. Thank you to our mommies and our daddies, because a good percentage of them did this child investment thing. I'm not talking about financial set outs for children where you have trust funds or you have a money set out for them. I mean blood, sweat, and tears. Because now in other climes, you see children come out of school and then they have huge debts. In this same climb, you see Nigerians traveling abroad and paying through their noses for this same school that some people will go to and their children end up with debt. We don't do that here. Our parents do a lot of child investment. Some people work a lot to get their children in certain schools, to give their children basic education, to do these things for us. I know a lot of people still say, oh, they didn't do anything for me, but those things, you can't play with it. How do you... What do you think about what we are doing at the moment? Because sometimes I look at it and I'm like, then it used to be a federal government college thing. Go to this federal government college. Now I feel like it's an aesthetic thing when it comes to school. It's not exactly about the quality as opposed to my child is in this school. What's your take on that?
First, our environment, our society, where we found ourselves, Nigeria, for instance, does not encourage that. Yes. In the US, there's loan. Yes. So I won't condemn that those people too, they've not paid their own price by the children paying through the... But we don't even have the opportunity to get all these facilities.
What about people that go abroad that have the opportunity and still do it?
And still
pay? Because
our parents are used to paying. And that is why most of our parents... They are not in homes in old age.
Because investment.
Yes. Waking up in the morning to prepare breakfast, doing school runs and all that. I've not mentioned money, even though money is involved too. These are sacrifices that you are building love and trust in the child.
Yeah.
You are treating that child how you're going to be treated. Yes, our environment didn't give us the opportunity to take loans and be able to, okay, let's get debt, then the children will pay when they are old, when they become professionals and all that. So we are able to work with what we have in our environment and sacrifice.
Yeah.
So some generations before, they see children as investment for old age.
Yeah.
But right now, parents are doing that and they are beginning to think that, okay, my child, while I'm raising my child, I'm still working towards having my own thing by the side, my own retirement plan. So I believe that doing that is being affected by where we found ourselves and our culture.
Yeah.
Because we all believe that our children, they are our future.
Yes.
Unlike some countries that the child is independent, whatever. Yes, we believe that when you say, Nike now, they're talking about, Aliyu's daughter. So what they are put into me is what I'm trying to protect the interests of the family legacy.
Yeah.
So beyond wanting us to excel is They want it a continuous thing, like, okay, keep the name, keep going in the positive
way. I agree with you. Because like the finance side of investment, you can't really, it's quantifiable. Let's talk about the intangible ones, because these days I see that we would do, a lot of people, maybe from the people that I see from my side, we are exploring other things that are not exactly like the traditional academic educational way. You see people trying to make their children do a lot of things online, coding, robotics, and most importantly, the self-esteem building, confidence. Now, before it was only during debates that you can actually, but now I see school curriculums even doing more. You have children actually sitting in front of cameras doing having conversations, doing business proposals. Because the first time I saw a business proposal, I was like proper grown. But I see those things now in these lead things, and I'm like, I know the time has evolved and we are more exposed, but what's your opinion on this intangible investment?
Okay, parenting is a full-time job.
Hi.
Yes, it
Tell me about it, sis.
It is world over, not just in Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job for everyone. So then we've realized that you have to do a lot of things. You have to have several exposures to be able to excel in this day and time. That is why you can introduce Nikki as a lawyer, say she's an entrepreneur, she's a school owner and all that. So it's because that does not mean that Nikki has to be in all these businesses and all. But we've been exposed to reason why you have to be an entrepreneur. There is a Yoruba adage that says that it's whatever you can make with your hands that is yours.
Yes.
So right now, then the time has gone beyond us saying that you have to be a lawyer, you have to be a doctor.
Yes.
Children are being exposed to coding, fashion designing,
graphics,
photography, dancing,
yes,
content creation, and the like. So that is where we are right now. So it has been fully embraced, and nobody wants to be left behind, including school owners. Yes, if you want your business to stand the test of time, you have to take it from the conventional way of learning. You have to, like in my school yesterday, we took it, okay, like this time we spoke about, our theme for the term was on etiquette. We talked about manners, gratitude and all that. Then the exit point that we had was on table manners.
Okay.
So, but normally growing up, what concerns Queen's School, I went to Queen's School, with teaching me how to eat and all that. But no, you are raising global citizens.
Yes.
So beyond maths, English and all that, every school, every parent, community, they are looking beyond. That's why some local governments in Lagos State, for instance, they have entrepreneur
skills.
Yes, they have. So
okay,
yeah, almost there.
Yeah, we're getting there. And for me, this conversation is very, very insightful for me, because sometimes I look at it and I'm like, are we doing too much? Are we doing less? But the thing that makes me happy is that I realize that the boomers, like my parents, when we have these discussions and I say, oh, the kids went to this competition, on this art competition, they're so excited. Like they post it, they're like, oh, my daughter won this, or my son is doing this. They are very excited. And I'm thinking, a few years ago, if I told this woman that I want to, because for my kids, I feel like there's a creative side that we as parents really embrace, and they're embracing it with us. And it used to just make me think that if it was me that wanted to do this like 3 years ago, I don't think they would have. Or correct, am I wrong for that?
No, you are not entirely wrong. So
but they're embracing it now.
Don't let me say no.
Do you know that if your kid was going to be, loves football and they want to do football now, and you tell her grandma, they'll be like, oh, okay. But years ago.
No, that time when they were parenting us, they did things that were applicable then. That is why there were clubs like Press Club. It was being an outspoken person.
Yeah,
they
you
say,
have to be
this child can talk,
yes,
this child can be a lawyer, this child is caring, can be a doctor. Okay, my child is looking smart. So football, music, and the likes were not even, it was a no-no. Can you say you want to be a musician? I'm sure my father would just say, what? I'm going to disown you. So, but now they realize that, yes, with your education, you can even be a musician and do it well. You can be a footballer, a professional footballer. You can be a sports scientist, that you'll be a coach. They've seen that profession is broad than what they used to see.
Yeah, the academic side.
Yes.
Well, to be honest, like I always say, I think I did like some short posts on my Instagram about this, and I'm always like, please extend grace to these people. We, as parents now, we're not perfect. I've overheard my kids say some things and like, hey, mommy is doing this. And I'm like, hey, you people, how can you be saying all these things? So while you think you're here talking about your parents and, you know, how they didn't do, some people, I see it a lot on some particular apps. People are always roasting their parents. Oh, my parents did not do this. See, people extend grace to, because if people are going to have kids now and they're going to go outside and say the same thing about you, because this time that we're in, it's going to evolve as well, and things are going to be better, and things will be different. And your parenting style now might not necessarily, you know, apply then. But
I think the secret to that is raising loving children.
Yeah, I was going to that love part.
You have to raise a child with so much love. Yes. I preach that, and I do my best to ask that, especially in my organization. When a child has so much love, trust me, the world would be a better place. All these trolls writing all sorts, there are children that were never loved. Somebody that was loved, you will never find someone who is happy with his or her life being a troll or talking down on what your parents trained. Yes, they did. It can't be equal. Even our mothers are different from our fathers. Our fathers are, yes. So, like I've mentioned my father's strength, I've mentioned my mother's strength. It does not make my mom less of parenting, you understand? So, it still borders on raising children with so much love. Yes.
I hope you can hear, because this love thing that you didn't receive, and to be honest, you can't pour out of an empty cup. Sometimes you need to love yourself. If you love yourself, you're able to love equally.
Love people around you.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that loving people around us, because sometimes I feel like this love thing, I don't really know how some people define it, but perfect example, you can't show love. You're not showing love to the person that is working with you. You're so hostile. You are mean. Your children can see that. Because sometimes children are like sponges. What you are doing, they replicate it.
No, of course.
So you're being harsh and everything.
Every time.
Yeah, they can see it and they will do exactly the same thing. So if you're pouring out bile, they would just ingest the same thing. Now, talking about love, I want to put an opinion out there. I don't think our parents knew how to show love.
No, you see, you've generalized it.
I feel so.
Yes.
Nike, do you know how? Let me give an example. In this week, in the past 48 hours, I'm sure you have said "I love you" to your child like how many times, or something very close to that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Saying it and showing it is the same thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But you know that everybody's love language is different.
We just say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But through actions.
But some people's love language too is hearing.
Then you can have both.
But they didn't really, because like, I think my dad was very a bit, but my mom, she was not like, she's not the kind of, like, she would give you like hugs and everything, but my dad was softer when you look at it now. I think he said the same thing as well.
I said the same thing about my dad.
Yeah, my dad was softer, and my mom, she was a bit, but the thing about it is that she would care. I mean, like when she not there, have you eaten? No, come share. She'll come into the room. Are you okay? Even if you say you're okay, she'll keep coming back and like till she realizes that you're okay. That's how she knew how to.
So that's our own way of expressing
our own love. Do you understand? So I feel like that's where some people miss it. Like now you have an understanding and you're like showing love, expressing love. Two different things.
Yes, two different things. I think I'm a parent that shows love more than saying it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I feel even um, to people around me, I'd rather show love than say, I love you, I love you. It does not mean that it's difficult for me to say, but like my child will always ask me, you did not say this. And sometimes when I say I love you, say, what does that mean?
She see me get
But sometimes when I see her write or say certain things about me, I'll know that, oh, she's feeling the
the
love.
love.
Even though I don't say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you every time. Yeah. So we have different ways of expressing, showing love. Yes.
Okay. But me, I don't know. I think I'm a mix of both. I want to see your actions and I want to see your words. And I apply it as well. I have one of my kids, the hugger. He loves to hug. So it might not say, oh, I love you, but he will give you like the squishiest and tightest hug. And you're like, oh, okay. It makes you feel warm inside. And another one will say, I love you, I love you. So once you understand how this person gives love, you know how to, give it back to them. And for some of our parents, I don't think that was I don't think that was their strongest
I can't even remember any of my parents saying
I love you. I think when I was older, I just took it upon myself because I said, you people that don't want to be
maybe
saved.
that was what you wanted.
Yeah. So I used to give it back to them, and my mom just like, sure, call me over. Just like, oh, thank you for the love, thank you for the love. Because I say it to them, I'm like, I don't care if you people don't understand that this, but I love you and I really appreciate you. So I'm just putting this out there. If your parents used to say I love you, you still have them around. Better just tell them you love them. Remind them that they are loved, because sometimes this thing is in their throat here. It's just stick. It's stick. They cannot.
They are not used to.
They are not used to it. They don't know how to say it out. So tell them. They don't really stay around for so long, to be honest. So when you can love them, show them love, appreciate them, and just let them know that that's how you feel. Because really, a lot of us, and for you, all you people that are still angry with your parents, extend grace. Go and love them. They did the best that they could. Yes. I know a lot of people have trauma. They are going through trauma. If you need to see a therapist, heal. This life is to enjoy you. Just love is sweet. Even if it doesn't need to be like a partner, man, and parents, and these things also help you to heal and love your kids as well. Love them better. So now let's talk about self-love. I like self-care, and I talk about self-care a lot. So because you've told me you did this, you did it. What is your self-care practice? What do you do to chill, relax your nerves?
One of my greatest self-care is gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yes.
Gratitude.
Yes. I like it. I express it. And I want people to show gratitude to me. Yes, I can be petty when it comes to people not showing gratitude.
Hey!
No, truly.
I like the energy. No. I'm not even going to...
Yes, you should show gratitude.
I agree.
Even, yes, our Creator said we should show gratitude. So why can't you show it to the Creator, to human? Show it and you receive it. It's part of it. And I like to be around loved ones. So that's why when I don't visit people. I don't like visiting. Oh, I want to come and greet you today. I don't think I've done that in 10 years minimum. Yes, I don't go visit. I don't like visiting.
Okay.
But when you invite me for, let me say, a function, a show, an outing, let's have dinner, let's have lunch, let's talk about business and all that, I'll be available. Yes, and of course, spending time with my daughter too is another way of showing self-care. That's why I said being around loved ones. Yes. Then of course, walking too is a way of, yes, I realize that I enjoy walking. Yes, is another way of self-care. Yes. Then when you see results of
what you've
done, it makes me happy.
It is with your belly.
Yes, and I just smile to my bed and say, oh, thank you for this. And we'll come back to the gratitude I mentioned.
Oh, yeah. So it's like you just circle back.
Yes.
Now, you're the second mom that I've had on here that work is one of their self-care. The other mom, she's on the creative side and she does a lot of creative work. So I think she just uses it to decompress. Just goes there and just creates something, really nice. And I guess she just looks at it and now maybe this. So if you people feel like, because sometimes when we talk about self-care, moms tend to feel like it has to do with money, taking yourself to the spa. And I preach it all the time. self-care is whatever makes you as a person feel good, feel happy. And I'm happy that we're having this conversation. Nigga self-care, but nigga self-care is work. You think that work is...
Of course, work that comes with money. Let me state it. Before people start bringing a lot of work. No,
don't bring pro bono work to nigga. She's not doing pro bono. Bring money with work with money. So and I really like that. I love that. And the gratitude one, we can't underemphasize that. I had this conversation with my sister recently where she said she gave somebody something and the person said thank you. No, and she's like, this has happened to me in this month. This has happened to me 3 times. And I feel like it's really wrong. People have a really bad attitude towards gratitude. So please always be grateful for the things you have, for the things you're given. Even if it is love, somebody loves you, be grateful for it, like we just already said. So now I'm going to circle back and tell you to ask me a question that you feel like I should have asked you, or like a parenting question. Now I'm the guest now. Yeah, you're the millennial mom now. No, take it up.
Let me think.
You can ask me what I ate today.
Okay. You've met a lot of millennial moms.
Yes, I have.
What impression of a millennial mom do you have?
Okay, when I think about a millennial mom, I always think about an intentional mom, because I feel like us as millennials, the ones I've met, they're quite intentional when it comes to their parenting, their momming skills, them as a wife, them as a career woman. And a lot of them, I meet them, they are entrepreneurs. They're very intentional. Like you said, when you were talking about doing a lot of research. They do that a lot. They're constantly trying to, all these things you see them on social media, some of them are learning. They're sponging what is applicable to them, their life, their family, and they're taking the positives. We see some things online and we're like, oh, just consuming. You can consume the positive side of it and just throw it off. So when I see them, when they come in and they sit here, I learn a lot from them. And I'm like, this thing did not fall from heaven. Or these women learned it going on. They're working, they're all around intentional. And I love it for them, because the era of the millennial mom is the era where it's not a break era. You know, our parents now, they're kind of like on a break. We were like, our children are young, we're learning, we want to go. Yes. So they're intentional. So whenever I see a millennial woman, I'm just thinking, this is an intentional person thinking about their family, and with the parenting thing. Some of them are watching this show, they're trying to learn 1 or 2 things. So yeah, that's it for me. Whenever I meet them, they're very intentional, and I love it for them. And I love this millennial era.
Yes, we are intentional.
Yes, very. They're always thinking about one thing or the other, tech savvy. It doesn't end. So I love it for them. And I don't know, that's it for me. And thank you for that question. I really loved it. I really love it. So I'm going to tell Nika to plug in her school. And because a lot of you probably listened to her and you loved everything about her. She has a school, she's an educationist. I'm going to tell you to plug her. Now she's a lawyer. I know legally that I'm not meant to advertise her as a lawyer. So when you get to her school, tell them that you want to talk to Nika, then you now connect with her other ways. So Nika, please plug in your school so people can.
My school is ATG School, Access to Greatness in Opebi, Lagos. You can follow us on Instagram, atg.school.
Okay. So you guys heard, and it's going to be on the screen. Please follow. And when you follow, you'll be able to see Nike or link Nike. And that's it on the Millennial Mom Show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always being there. We appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you have any comments on your style of parenting or your parents' style of parenting, please share in the comment section and follow all our pages. Instagram, we're on Instagram or Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And that's it today. Till I come your way on another episode. Continue to live in light.